ask why? Cause the white folks don't. Big bank, tight, low bank, bank. Big bank, tight, low bank, bank. The type of money you gon' need to sight. The type of money you gon' need to buy. From the hood, this type of money make you stay away. Type of money gon' let you. Big bank, tight, low bank, bank. Big bank, tight, low bank, bank.
Everything proper, no propaganda. Tropicana gold yard bandana. Big, a lot of like Santa. Threw a birthday party in a phantom. Big like a dinosaur did it. And you know, shining like acrylic. Yeah, overhead cornrow. I can see you hang with the door closed. Now I'm looking for a glove with a sparkle on it. And my got chocolate on it. Big bank, take small. Bank account on some talk. Attitude on some bank roll on what it do.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the San Antonio Marshals. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Space to maneuver at the 40. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now Wilson on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jarrett Davis. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dewan Smoot In there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this one is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Gun! 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 Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit!
Looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A very solid gain of 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the pressure gets to him again. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Hey, 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 hey. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Boom.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early. because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
This is Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara finding some room at midfield. And he's into the clear. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Over! All right, now, lucky 56.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
He'll drop to throw. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Willis. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Wilson. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. They'll run. This is Hunt. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now Hunt. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Partner, those are back-to-back 6-yard runs, and if they're going to continue to get those types of plays, shoot, you just keep running the same stuff, don't you?
Yeah, it was 1st and 10, then 2nd and 4. Now 1st and 10 again. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Touchdown, Chicago! A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense ready to head back out there. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They begin the drive with Hines. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Over.
shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And taken right at the 35. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return, and the Bears take over. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now it's Hunt. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. They run with Hunt. And now running right through it. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Tempo. 14. Go.
Now Wilson on first down. Going deep for Moncrief. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Dante Moncrief with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here now the offense heading back out there. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Zach Brown. able to drop him for a loss of a couple. This offense so far on third down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go.
Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back with more after this. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Here's Hunt. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. Gano the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now back out comes the offense. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it
in. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Oh, he's able to out-muscle him here as he pulls it in. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They're going to look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 3 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Gun.
They'll look to throw here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue
set up a throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Over! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll set up to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Now. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover. They're in the end zone. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. This quarterback now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Leopard!
Back to throw again. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. The offense on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw again. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop the throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
They're going to try and throw. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Back to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's not a bad idea, not at all. You've got a bunch of defenders reeling a little bit back on their heels after just giving up a big play. You take another shot and hope to complete it. In this case, though, it falls incomplete.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Looking to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Now, Barney, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Gun! Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun! Motion.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. For the sideline, and that is a nice catch as he's able to tiptoe his way out of bounds. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Gun!
An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Gun! Over!
It's complete. Stills. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
And he comes back with one complete. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Green 39. Detroit!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in for the touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit.
When you know you've got a home run hitter on your side of the ball, and you know that he can score from anywhere on the field, it usually inspires the rest of the guys to do their jobs even better. That resulted in a lot of great blocks downfield because they knew if they gave him space, he could do exactly what he did, put the ball in the end zone.
Hauschka adds the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys.
And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
On second down, Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Willis. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Bears on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And they'll start on the ground with Hines. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football, not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Lucky 56.
Here's Hines on the toss play. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Back now in San Antonio. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They run with Hines. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That'll be good for 6, but now it's fourth down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run for it with Hines. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Brandon, this is why play callers get the big bucks. This wasn't a 4th and inches call. You get into situations like 4th and 3, 4th and 4. You've got a tough decision to make. Very gutsy play here, and they pick up the first down.
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Flush to his right. Pass incomplete. Rodney McLeod that time able to knock it away. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Over! Set! Green 39! Green 39! Check 50, check 50. Take it.
He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears will get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Here's Wilson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Willis. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Here's Wilson to throw. Going up top. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Bears on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A give. This is Kamara. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And down right around the 37. A big play there out of Kamara. 45 yards on the ground.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Wilson. Keeps himself upright, but now he's swallowed up and taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
19.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. It's Willis. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. This is Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
Now it's Hines. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. What we got?
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Single.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Motion.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. Go, 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 go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Dancing to his left. Now a desperation throw deep. And this is caught. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Hauschka with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a third down. They'll run. This is Kamara. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And down to the 29-yard line. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And does the defense have it? They do, says the referee. We're going the other way.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
The Bears on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape of this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Black 99 Philly, here we go.
Here's Hines. Oh, how about that? First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, "Where was that all game?" Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Chicago, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
one for the queen.
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the 100, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a bitch.